The legend of Tank Davis continues to grow. Mayweather Promotions says some of the haters are still out there lying about Tank's numbers, but the proof is in the pudding. Tank Davis is a star. Stay tuned. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Boxing Ego Unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Yo. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Listen, the best thing you can do if you're enjoying the video, throw a like on this video. Watch some of my other content, throw a like on this video. It's that simple. Reach one, teach one. It goes a long way. Now, I made a video about it. Now, I'm back in full effect. We unpack. Mayweather Promotions obviously seen Leonard Ellerbe by way of Leonard Ellerbe, seen the video, and I had to make an updated video regarding my last video. Tank Davis is a bona fide star. This seems to be a hard concept to grasp for some people with old media, and it's really laughable. I told you in that video, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Bay_Jev posted this. Commission report came out. Boom, we got action. I highlighted it. Says the Tank versus Cruz gate did a little over $3.7 million in the final event at what is called the Staples Center. The building's the same, but they're changing the name to the Cryptocurrency Arena. There's a funny video with Russell Westbrook, and he got confused as what. You just look it up, you'll see it. 3.7, a little over 3.7 million in the final event at the Staples Center, making it one of the biggest boxing gates recorded in that particular venue. Now, I made a video about this, and if you know, you know. The boy Gervonta is smoking. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't, and I'm gonna keep saying that because it's the truth. This was a replacement opponent for Gervonta Davis, and these are the type of numbers that he's doing, right? People can say whatever they want, but the proof is in the pudding. And it's ironic that you continue to be like boxing is in a weird space. Like there's a lot of COINTELPRO type of boxing fans, and I call them kamikaze fans. They would almost rather the sport of boxing like almost blow up or implode rather than keep it real and admit what's obvious. Like Tank is lit and he got it cracking, right? Old media, they put fighters like Lomachenko and Gennady, had no guys, had Max. Yeah, Max, big drama, everybody, right? On a pedestal, but refuse to admit guys like Tank Davis, they got the glow. Tank is looking like the golden child. Put up or shut up. You know, Triple G, he hasn't even fought this whole calendar year, but that doesn't get talked about. Meanwhile, you'll see people say and try to denigrate the fight you see on the screen right now, which is a replacement opponent because Tank was supposed to fight his mandatory Rolando Rolly Romero, but he was unable to make it to the actual fight date. They had a fun press conference and everybody was tapped in, but the fight itself couldn't make it to the finish line, right? Because there was some legal trouble that Rolly had suffered, and it was decided it is best that he take care of that instead of pushing forward through a pay-per-view, because you know, just would have, we live in a PC society, it would have created some turmoil, we'll say. So for starters, you would think that all the boxing fans would give a lot of props to Mayweather Promotions for one, the initial fight, Tank's mandatory, since the WBA decided to consolidate some of their belts, right? That made Rolly Romero a dangerous puncher, the mandatory. It is not Tank Davis's fault that that fight fell apart. So you would think that Mayweather Promotions and Tank would be given credit, one, for Tank for his tenacity and his ability to fight a very dangerous substitute opponent on late terms. And Cruz went from 25,000 Instagram followers roughly to now having 177,000 literally overnight. And I'm not joking, like literally overnight, just from losing versus a guy like Gervonta Davis. He lost his fight and grew immensely because he held a good account of himself and he did better than people thought. No more, no less. I thought he lost the fight clearly. I thought Tank looked sharp. I thought, Tank had an unfortunate hand injury, and he showed that he's a tough fighter, mentally put together, and he could get it done another way. Point blank, period. So I got the utmost respect for both guys. For Cruz, he wasn't even the guy that was supposed to be in there. And he showed up like a true warrior and took the fight, didn't complain, things like that. And he was doing some good things in there. I liked his body work, nice attack to the body, showed he has a chin, showed he can take a punch, and that he has a bright future. He's 23. And the funny thing is, Mayweather Promotions, Leonard Ellerbe, as well as Tank Davis told you this. Tank post-fight said, even though he lost, a star was born. So you would think Mayweather Promotion would be given credit because you've seen how tough Cruz is. And it seems like they would be given credit for the initial fight being two Mayweather Promotions fighters. But when it comes to the Tank hate train, all aboard, toot, toot. The people it's like they can't help but hate on Tank. He's the next coming of Mayweather. He signed to Mayweather, whatever people's reason is, but they continue to hate on the kid from Baltimore. Now, I made my video. Some people are having a hard time grasping the concept that in the end, Tank is lit. Doing numbers like 3.7 million, which we'll get to in a second because we unpack. Leonard Ellerbe responded, look, so here's my video, right? And it says Gervonta Davis nearly 4 milli gate. He's on a Sunday showing his star power. Leonard Ellerbe responded to that. And this is what he said. He said, bet you won't see any videos and podcasts talking about this gate revenue. They still lying about Tank's made up $50,000 or a 50,000 pay-per-view number that can't nobody prove. Aye, shaking my head emoji. You won't find not one real manager or promoter saying nothing but Tank Davis is a big time attraction. Remember, Tank is from the East Coast. And he put the hands up. And 105 likes later, etc. Again, this is just common knowledge at this point. Tank is from a whole different coast. He is from Baltimore. I've been there. It's rough there too, for the record. Rest in peace to John Madden. I just seen that on my screen. Living legend, icon. Rest in peace to John Madden, who passed away at age 85. Everybody knows him from the games and the NFL. You will be missed. Condolences to his family. Back to Tank Davis. The kid, what can I say? The kid is a star. He's from Baltimore, which is the East Coast, but he's bringing out stars like King Los, a dope rapper who's recently done some battles, also was signed with Bad Boy Records. Who else did I see there? I want to say Meek Mill. I think Meek Mill might have been there, but LeBron James and a ton of Lakers and a ton of all-time great basketball players were there. Kevin Garnett was there, etc. So it just shows you that Tank is a star. He's from the East Coast, selling out in the West Coast, in the Staples Center, Crypto Arena, whatever you want to call it. Doing great in ATL with Mario Barrios. And if we're really being honest, and this is no disrespect to them brothers that Tank fought, Mario Barrios, who I know personally, and Isaac Pitbull Cruz, no disrespect to them, but they weren't the biggest household names or anything like that prior to Tank fighting him. So it's showing you that Tank is the one that's lit, and he's the main attraction. He's the A side. He's the cash cow. Because again, if what I'm saying is not true, then how come Isak Pitbull Cruz had 25,000 followers on Instagram until he fought Tank Davis, and then after going the distance in a loss with Tank Davis, now all of a sudden he got 177,000, and I could pull it up on his page just to show you. And if you were to look at my old videos where I screen recorded Isak Pitbull Cruz's numbers, he didn't have this many followers, if you don't believe me. So you can do the research. I don't need to do the research because I've already done it. Listen, subscribe to the channel for all things boxing, the latest and greatest. I do the research so you at home don't have to. Subscribe to the channel. So Isak Pitbull Cruz, in a loss, his star power grew just because everybody, whether they hate or not, they respect Tank's gangster. They know the kid can fight, and they know what it means to go the distance with a guy like Tank, especially considering the fact that only one other guy before Isak Pitbull Cruz in all of Tank's fights can say they made it the decision. And that earlier fight, it wasn't even a 12-rounder. It was like I think it was 6 rounds, 6, maybe 8 rounds. So Tank's a beast, and just by doing good in spots, that can be enough to boost your catalog, as long as you don't quit, preferably you don't get knocked out. And that's what makes it kind of the Mayweather effect, because people want to hate, like Ryan Garcia was hating, saying that Tank is fighting C class fighters or whatever he said, and Tank's fighting, so he's fighting 2 times. Ryan fought 1 time. You know, who made Luke Campbell this prestigious B-side opponent to beat at that point of his career? Because I guarantee you this, Isak Pitbull Cruz ain't finna retire after his last performance, but Luke Campbell, he gets stopped and he knows it's the end of the road, so he retires. So that just goes to show you where he was at when Ryan Garcia ended up facing him. He was at a point where he's pretty much done, similar to kind of Terrence Crawford fighting Sean Porter. You can tell by the fighter's next move, because if a fighter thought they had more to give, then why would they retire right then and there? So obviously those are usually reserved for guys who have had wars or lengthy careers or keep losing, things like that. So they decide to retire. It is what it is. Most guys like Isak Pitbull Cruz, he lost before and he just lost to Tank. There's no real reason for him to retire, though. It wasn't that type of showing. But once you get embodied and you losing all your big fights, like Sean Porter was, you know, he really lost to Ugas. I thought he lost to Danny Garcia. Errol Spence beat him on paper too. And then he loses to Terrence Crawford. It's like, where do you go from there? You know, you lost Keith Thurman fight, lost the Kell Brook fight, probably lost some of the other fights I just mentioned, like Ugas, Danny Garcia. And then you lose to Errol Spence, get dropped, and then you get dropped twice by Crawford, stop. You know what I mean? So he just felt, let me pack it in, call it a career. So it's a lot of people want to hate, but nobody's doing it like Tank in those lighter weight classes. And please don't say Canelo, because he's not in those weight classes. Canelo, he's doing well for himself, but that's to be expected. He's over 30 years old. Under 30, there's nobody really doing it like Gervonta Davis, because Canelo, I think he's like at this point 31, maybe 32, right around there. Just what it is. And people have a hard time. I guess it's they hate Tank or want him to fail or whatever their issue is, but it's not working because the kid is on fire. The man did 3.7 million. And just to give you some more perspective, in case you missed my last video, Errol Spence fought Sean Porter in that same building, and that was a unification at welterweight, which is considered a glamour division historically. Floyd Mayweather, Sugar Ray Leonard, Pacquiao, etc., all fought there, and he did 2.2 million and change in a unification that everybody wanted to see in 2019. Tank is, like Leonard Ellerbe is saying, and like I've said, he's from the East Coast, doing in a pandemic 3.7 million. These are just numbers. Ryan Garcia, angry boxing fans, racist old media, they can say whatever they want, but the numbers are showing me something different. That's why I continue to say men lie, women lie, but numbers don't. This was a great fight with Errol and Sean Porter, and this was their live gate. 2.2 million and change in 2019 when they fought. Tank Davis is from a different coast, selling out Atlanta, his second home. He's from Baltimore, and then doing a healthy almost 4 million live gate on the West Coast, being walked out by Lil Durk, who's popping, etc. Just to give you further perspective, 3.7 million for Tank, so nearly $4 million generated. This is not pay-per-view sales. Some people don't know boxing. Stay tuned to this channel. I'm gonna do my best to give you guys the gems and, you know, school you up. This live gate is not the proceeds from digital shows, because I bought the fight digitally. I went to Showtime's website, watched it digitally. So that doesn't encompass that number. So whatever number he did, like Leonard Ellerbe says, people are lying, saying, making up numbers, saying he did 50,000 and it was a failure. This is what I'm talking about. Who said it did 50,000? Because Leonard Ellerbe's not saying that. Steven Espinoza, who's the head of Showtime Sports, he's not saying that. And they all sound happy with the event, and they're going to continue to build from it. And it's their second Tank fight. And you got people like Ryan Garcia. He's hating on the sideline, saying it's a C-class opponent. But let's see if Golden Boy puts Ryan Garcia in with Isak Pitbull Cruz, since he's such a bum and C-class opponent. And then you got other people making up falsehoods, saying it was a complete failure and flop. And Tank, you know, they making up the pay-per-view numbers and begging Showtime and begging Mayweather promotions to reveal the numbers. Why? Boxing is in such a weird spot. Why do you care about the numbers like you getting paid off of the fight? Why do you care? You at home. Why do you care about the number, whatever number it is, when you're not getting a red cent from the promotion? So again, I use actual analytics and data and numbers and statistics on my channel. I can't speak for any other channel. I can't speak for any other Instagrammer or Twitter or blogger, vlogger. I know what I do. And I know I've seen it. I've been to Tank fights. It's lit, electric energy. There's a young, sexy crowd, females, you know, people buying drinks. It's profitable. It's just, it is what it is. You look at Tank himself, he got jewelry laid out. He on the PJ. I mean, life looks like it's good, and he continues to win. And this is really the starting point, because a couple years ago, people questioned if Tank was even all the way focused. Was he on 60, 70, 80% with his discipline and dedication? Now he looks like he's getting it and making more money and seeing and maturing before your eyes. I don't know if it's having kids or whatever, but he looks like he's maturing and everything's clicking, and he's seeing his potential and how many mouths he can feed and whatnot in this boxing game. So, you know, I'm just proud of Tank. I'm proud of Tank. He's doing great, doing numbers, and I've seen the glow up. To be honest, because I've been here. I've seen the glow up. I remember Tank. He's always had some money, because I was at Yaya Mayweather's 16th birthday party in Vegas. They rented out a hotel, and Devin Haney was there. Tank was there. Kevin Gates, Drake performed. Future performed. You know, it was lit. And Tank, this was years ago. It was whenever Yaya was 16, and she has a baby now. So, you know, I've been in the game for a minute. I've been, you know, rubbing elbows with the greats and been in the spots, and it was lit. And Tank, you know, he had jewelry back then, but now it's everything is 5x, 10x what he was doing back then, and he was iced out back then. So 3.7 million, he continues to show ain't nobody ucking with him in the young group, 30 below. You know, anybody under 30, they not making paychecks like him. They not generating. Ryan Garcia, he got like 9 million followers. That's what's up. But where's that in terms of actual translating into sales? Because I got Ryan Garcia's last fight pulled up, and this man, Ryan Garcia, look, 353,835. So the man with Golden Boy, Ryan Garcia, and almost 9 million followers, Ryan Garcia's live gate off of 4,000 tickets was 350,000. So Ryan is nowhere in the vicinity of Mr. Davis, who's doing almost 4 million. I mean, it's again, you could get mad, but this is simple mathematics. It's simple mathematics. 350. If you woke up and you had 350,000 in your bank account, that's cool. But if you woke up and you had 4 million in your bank account, you would be even happier. This is 3.7 million in the Staples Center, and he's not even from this coast. If I gotta choose a coast, I got to choose the East. I live out there, so don't go there. Like Biggie Smalls said, 3.7 million in a coast you're not from. Walking out with Lil Durk. Durkio, bro. It's popping, it's lit. He got the torch right now. You just gotta admit that. So just another perspective. I could do this all day. This is what I do. This is why I get paid the big bucks. 3.7 million on a West Coast Staples Center venue. Another fight that happened is Wilder versus Tyson Fury.
Here makes me appreciate that with Zelle we can send.
Right? Wilder versus, what the heck? Wilder versus Tyson Fury was at that same venue. I went to that fight too. And look, it says the gate for Wilder Fury 1 was 3.5 million, according to the same California State Athletic Commission, CSAC, right? So this is heavyweights, guys that weigh 200 and something pounds. And this was an anticipated fight because Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua was ducking Wilder, and Wilder was calling him out, oh my God, to this day, right? He was to this day, and Joshua couldn't get that fight lined up. So he fought Luis King Kong Ortiz. And immediately after that, in the first fight in California at the Staples Center, those are the numbers he did. And that's a heavyweight fight. Everybody loves the heavyweights from Muhammad. I shook up the world. Rumble, young man, rumble. I'm too fast. I'm too pretty, bro. Right? Mike Tyson. Hi, it's me, Mike Tyson. Come watch my fight with Peter McNeely on Cox Cable. Tank Davis, like I said, he's phenomenal. All of a sudden, Tank, he remind me of a young me, right? Everybody love the heavyweights. Wilder Fury did 3.5 million. 3.5 million. Tank, this is in no pandemic. And this is not to ish on anybody's numbers. I'm just telling you, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. He's doing 3.5 million Wilder Fury 1. That's two heavyweights with massive personalities. Wilder was knocking everybody out and has a massive punch. Tyson Fury, he's a pretty good showman in terms of trash talking as well. So two charismatic guys, and in their first pairing. Keep in mind, the second fight did crazy live gate in Vegas because of the, everybody wanted to see the outcome because it's a saga, trilogies sell. But the first fight, this is how much it generated. Live gate 3.5. Tank is under 30, younger than Wilder, younger than Tyson Fury, and he did in a pandemic in a coast he's not from, 3.7 million. So y'all in the comment section, a lot of y'all get it, and I appreciate y'all. Keep rocking with me, keep rocking with Tank, keep rocking with the channel. But there were a couple detractors, and they just making up stuff. like Leonard Ellerbe is saying, they still lying and making up numbers that can't be corroborated by anyone. Showtime ain't saying that. I promise you. I'll try to get in touch with Steven Espinoza. It's nothing. Bro, Showtime is not saying what some of these boxing media or angry fans that are mad at Tank are saying. They're not saying and they the ones getting paid with Tank. You know what I'm saying? Mayweather Promotions is like, man, we want to bring Tank to Chicago. They looking at their next options. But the haters, they sitting at home broke, complaining. And this is what I realized in the game. And I'll leave you guys with this. We Unpack coming to you live. I'll leave you with this. people whisper your successes and broadcast your failures. And so that's part one. And then part two is this. When they don't have no dirt on you, they make it up. I've experienced the same thing. People don't have, check my G files. Anybody that know me, anybody from the Bay, anybody from Cali, they know I'm all the way solid. I don't have no smut on my rep. So at the end of the day, when they don't have dirt on you, people make it up. They start spreading rumors and making up stuff about you, just like they doing with Tank. So that's how you know, oh, he got the Easy E shirt, that's bussin'. That's how you know you're great. You just keep putting in the work, and you know, a lot of people are going to support you, but then it comes with the territory. You're going to have some haters. And again, if they don't have no real dirt on you, they'll make it up. They can't find, Tank ain't losing in the ring, and he's lit, and he's buying all these cars and jewelry, and he got the wave, he got drip, all that. Got women, you know, take care of his family, his mama, his people, his city love him. So at the end of the day, what can they do? Showtime's doing a great job promoting him, doing all accesses. Mayweather Promotions, Leonard Ellerbe is keeping Tank in the spotlight. They're giving him big events and opportunities. Meanwhile, old media tell you Lomachenko's cracking. I promise you this, Lomachenko versus Richard Comey live gate ain't looking like this. And if you disagree, then show me the proof. Go pull up the Nevada State, or excuse me, that was in New York. Pull up the New York State Athletic Commission reports and show me how Loma Comey, which was on a horrible card, like the undercard was trash. Show me how it's doing numbers like that. I promise you it ain't. That's my time. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Subscribe to the channel. I'm the best in the business. Shout out to Tank, the little boy. Not boy, but little dude is doing it, man. It is what it is. Stop hating. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster.